So continuing on, number 5 asks you to move to slide 3. Slide 3 has a Plan Your Training title, and it asks you to change the slide layout to title and content. So changing your layout is right here available in the slides group, and it wants you to change it to title and content. What's nice about that is it removes any extra placeholders, and it also will stretch out the text or make the text smaller if necessary. Number 6 says on slide 5, which is strength training, enter the bulleted list items below in the left content placeholder. The bulleted list consists of joints, muscles, and tendons. With slide 5 still displaying, insert the picture file that's available from download from the SAM website, and we're going to put that right here into the right content placeholder. Now, because I have actually yet to download that, I'm going to switch back into my SAM window and do that. So let me switch back into SAM. Okay. In SAM, you will get that if you open that project up again. You may still have yours open where you actually have this window that I'm looking for right here, but here's the file that I need. When I download it, so if I click on this weights file, it asks me if I want to open it or save it. Now I'm going to save it, and that's going to automatically go probably into my downloads folder, but that way I will be able to pull it from the computer when I want to go ahead and do that. Okay, so now I'm going to switch back into my SAM window. Okay, so when I go to put the picture in, I'm just going to click on this little icon for inserting pictures. I should have it here in my downloads folder, and it was called weights. So there it is, support SC P13 C2 P1A weights. I'm going to go ahead and insert that, and it should take over that placeholder box. Continuing with number 7, it asks you to resize the picture so that it's 2.5 inches tall. I can do that right up here by using my increase height button, and I can either type it in or like I'm doing here, I just use the spin box to make sure that that's 2.5. Now since it doesn't ask you to do anything with the width, I'm going to assume that it just wants you to take the accepted width as you change that height. Number 8 says on slide 6, so we're going to switch to slide 6. Insert the up arrow shape. It tells you it's in the 3rd column, the 1st row of the block arrow gallery. So because I want to insert a shape, I go to the Insert tab, I go to my Shapes drop down, and in the block arrows, it tells me it's in the 3rd column, in the 1st row. Block arrows, called up arrow. There it is. It asks you to insert it to the area to the right of the bulleted list, and so I'm going to place it over here. You know that you can either just drag to create it like this, or if you just click, it automatically is going to create that shape for you. It tells you to change it so that it is 3 inches by 2 inches. So 3 inches by 2 inches. So I'm going to modify that and hit enter. And it did ask you to make sure it is to the right of the bulleted list, which is where mine is placed. On slide 7, it asks you, and I'm on number 9 now, to enter the bulleted items below in the content placeholder. So again, we're just going to click to add text. You know how to do this. Swimsuit. I will caution you to make sure you type it exactly as you see it, because if there are any typing errors, SAM will tell you it's incorrect. And earplugs and nose plug optional. With slide 7 still displaying, apply the picture style reflected rounded rectangle. So I'm going to select my picture. On my Picture Tools Format tab, I click on Format here. I want the one that is called reflected rounded rectangle. So you know that you can just run along these until you see the name of the correct one. So reflected rounded rectangle. I apply that style and I move on. Number 11, on slide 8, apply the sharpness of the image. So I'm going to click on my image. That is going to give me my Picture Tools Format tab again. Now because I want to sharpen it, I'm adjusting some of my options here. That would be in your corrections. And sharpen 50%. So let's see what it's at right now. Sharpen 25, sharpen 50%. Perfect. On slide 10. Slide 10 is race day. Enter the text below in the rectangular shape. It's kind of an interesting rectangle, if you will, but it does tell you that's your rectangle shape. So observe race rules. Demonstrate good sportsmanship, and enjoy the race. Okay. Click outside. With slide 10 still displaying, apply the shape to this smiley face. Apply the shape style, colored outline, dark blue. So I want to be on my Drawing Tools Format tab. The shape style, that's called dark blue, colored outline, dark blue, accent 1. Where is that? There it is. Colored outline, dark blue, accent 1. It's one at the top. Good. Number 14. On slide 11, apply a picture border. So I select my picture. Again, I make sure the Format tab is showing. My picture border options are here. It's asking me to choose the dark blue background 2 color. So if I point, I should get a name. So I'm in the right column, dark blue. I want accent 2 though. So is that this one? Let's see. Dark blue, oh sorry, dark blue background 2. That's this one. Third column, first row. It also asks you to apply a thickness to it. That would be under your picture border again. It asks you to apply a weight of 4.5 points. So there it is. I have a thicker blue border around that picture. Okay, almost done. Still on slide 11, change the font of the title text to Arial. That is this. Again, I can either select by dragging or select the entire box, which is what I'm going to do, and change it to Arial. Enter when you are prepared, you can do it in the notes pane. So click to add notes. When you are prepared, you can do it. Number 17, add a footer containing the slide number. If I go to my Insert tab, I have the ability to get to header and footer. So for your header and footer, you are going to put it in, make sure that you are on the Slide tab. You also have a Notes and Handouts. This number we actually want to appear right on the slide. Now, you want to make sure that you check the slide number box, and then also that you apply Don't Show on Title Slide, because what it asks you to do is include the slide number on all slides except the title slide. So that's why you use that checkbox. I want to apply this to all, obviously, except this one, so I can avoid putting it on the title slide. But apply to all means it's going to place the number. If you take a look, you can see that the number is on the corner, bottom corner of every slide. Okay, perfect. Lastly, and always, check the spelling in the presentation to identify and correct any spelling errors. Hint, you should find and correct at least one spelling error. So they had already put a spelling error in here, and then if you happen to make any other ones, you need to correct those as well. So on the Review tab, I go to Spelling. I can also just press F7, that is the spell check shortcut. Either way, I run the spell check. transitions, okay, incorrectly spelled. This is correct over here, transition, so I am going to choose to change that. And that is the only spelling error I got. If you happen to get any other ones, obviously fix them. And then we are going to be finished with this presentation. Lastly, it tells you in slide sorter view, your presentation should look like the final figure. So if you wanted to kind of look at it and kind of compare, slide sorter view shows you all of your slides, and that way you can look and compare to the paper that we have. Okay, we do need to save this. So you should be able to keep it with the same name provided you have already named it. Let me just move this down a little bit so you can see this, or move it up so you can see the title. It should have that 2 at the end. If that is not the case, do a file save as and make sure it's your first name, last name, underscore, and then the 2. Okay. Next thing you need to do is upload it into SAM. If you know how to do that, go ahead and do that. I will do a separate video for uploading that.